Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jack Chan here, and today we're going to do yet another property review. It is Luna at Kepong, KL. So yes, very nice weather. Blue skies. It's Saturday morning, 9 AM. It's rather hot for a morning. Anyway, we are along MRR2. And yes, this is Luna. We're actually just right beside the KL Metropolitan Lake Garden also. There's a very big lake, recreational lake. It's actually the biggest recreational lake in KL. And this building there that you see is actually the multi-story car park building for the lake. And that being said, the walk to the lake is only very near. It's like under 5 minutes. So you got a very nice lake. Of course, it's free, the park itself. It's a public park. And yeah, do check it out if you have not checked it out. Very nice. Going back to this building, this project Luna, this is actually the second project by MahSing. And you have noticed, right, this is the M series, so it's a very obvious trademark that it's a MahSing project. Their second project in Kepong, the first is actually Lakeville. This is their second. And this Luna has 2 blocks. I'm not sure if you can see. It's back and forth, north, this one is north facing. The other one behind is south facing, so the south one would basically look towards KLCC. This one look towards the Genting view. Okay, I'm not high enough to see, but actually it looks towards Genting. At night, you can actually, if it's clear sky, you can actually see Genting. Yeah, there are a total of 1,672 units, 2 blocks as I said, 57 stories, and this sits on a leasehold land of 5.47 acres. Yeah, so 3 layouts. I like the way they've done it, very practical, and it's basically 2 rooms, 3 rooms and 4 rooms. So the smallest is obviously the 2-room one, that's a type A variant. Also the layout that we are going to review, 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, 700 square feet, yeah? So we'll see what that 700 square feet can be like. And also the largest is a type C, 1,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So yes, without further ado, let's head in. Let's go. Okay, we have gotten through the guard post. Yeah, 2 in, 2 out, by the way. So it's okay, normal. And yes, Luna. So I just want to explain a little bit about the design elements, right? And also the way it's named. So Luna actually refers to moon, yeah, in Latin language, Luna. And for those of you who are, let's say you have played before Dota 2, old school gamer, Luna also is basically the moon rider, yeah. So yes, it's also the name of the Roman goddess of the moon. And there's a saying that romantic things happen by the lake under the full moon. So that's the inspiration. It's beside this lake, the big nice lake, right? Kepong Lake, and hence Luna. And also Luna, Luna boat, or rather full moon, is also another meaning behind it. It's basically when the family reunion happens. Yeah, this of course Chinese. That's why we have a reunion dinner on the eve of Chinese New Year, where you have your full moon. So you will see a lot of this round, okay, this is not so obvious, but that, yeah. And also later on the facilities floor, this round symbol, which symbolizes the moon. You've got some parking here, this is for visitors. But yes, nice landscaping. Yeah. And at the side there, okay, maybe I can still show, you actually have speed ramps. Yeah, this is very much appreciated because of the way the building is done, right? So you can actually drive straight up level 1, level 2, just continue on straight. You don't need to turn, you know, in circles. Yeah, so that's one very key feature, I would say, if you have car park, you know, on the higher floors, you know, you don't want to go too many rounds, right? This is the lift lobby for Block A. Block B is on the other end actually, so it's again back and forth. A first, and then behind the other end is B. But before we go into the lobby, right, I just wanted to show the car park. Yes, those 2 machines there, because now again EV is a thing. So whenever there is a EV charger, I will highlight. So there are 2 EV charging bays for this project. This is quite okay. spec. It's 3-phase. Of course, it's commercial, so it's 420 volts and it supports up to 32 amperes. Yeah. Okay, what else? No, I think that's it. Let's head to the lobby. Let's enter from the front. Nicer that way. So this part here, you don't need to tag. You need to tag when you enter your lift lobby. So this lobby, yeah, for you to chill, again, you don't need to tag here. And it's not air conditioned, you only have fans, but they make sure they have vents here, yeah. So there's a lot of circulation. And to go into your lift lobby, this you have to tag. So yes, let's head up. Okay, let's see the mailroom before I head up. Okay. You got a parcel room there, and this is the mailroom. Very simple mailroom. Yeah. Of course, this is the lobby for the contractors to access the lift bomba. Let's head up, let's go. Stepping out of the lift, we are on the 18th floor. So you have a total of 6 lifts, including 1 lift bomba. This is double-sided, so contractors obviously will access from the other end. And you have actually 9 units on each side. Yeah, 9 units here, 9 units there. This is Tower A. Tower B has slightly less dense, which is 17 units per floor. This L shape, the way the building is shaped, right? So it's not a straight line, it's sort of a twisted eye, and because of that, you have this space here, which allows for natural light to come in. Yeah. Okay, let's check out the refuse room. So the refuse room is accessed via this door here. So it's locked, surprisingly. But basically this refuse room, similar like the other MahSing projects that I've checked out, for example, Mvertica, it uses a chute system. Yeah, basically you have a door, you open and then you drop your rubbish. It's not too big, so your rubbish bags can't be that big. But that being said, it's a very good system whereby you basically drop your rubbish, it goes all the way down, and once it's down, right, at the ground floor, once it's full, they will basically activate it, sort of a negative pressure chamber inside the pipe, which will then suck it to a collection point. Yeah, and at the top, right at the top, 57th floor or 56th floor, there's actually sprinklers of water, which you can open and basically wash down, clean the chute system, because this is a long vertical pipe, which they will clean, you know, so that there's not so smelly from time to time. The good thing about this chute system is that obviously you use less manpower as opposed to pushing the rubbish. You need cleaners to do that, yeah, so it takes away a lot of manual labor. And also it frees up your lift, because your lift bomba, at the end of the day, these people, a normal condo without this chute system, they will actually use the lift bomba, which in return, of course, slows down any renovation work that needs to be done. So the lift bomba is behind this door. Yeah, this is the lift bomba. And you want this to be basically just minimize the use, if can, only for contractors. Yeah, don't unnecessarily take up downtime. Okay, so let's head to the unit that we're going to review. Let's go. So this is the unit that we're going to review. This is a Type A, the smallest variant. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 700 square feet. So immediately at the entrance, your landing area here, you have some space, not much. If you want to do a shoe cabinet, it really has to be a very slim one. And stepping in. So this unit has been nicely furnished. almost completed. This will be rented out. If you're interested to rent, I'll share the details at the end of this unit review. This is the DB. Single phase as expected, not too big a unit, so it's more than sufficient. Very, very nice furnished. Talking about furnishing, right, one of the most important things that I always like to emphasize is to get the wall done. Painting is a cheap way to really bring up the whole vibe of the unit, right? And again, it's affordable. Paint, just a paint job, as opposed to doing other means, wood paneling, wainscoting, and so on. Paint is in my opinion, the most affordable and most impactful. So this is the kitchen. This smallest unit doesn't have a yard. The bigger units, 850 square feet, 1,000, it has a yard, basically a door leading out, where you put your washing machine and dryer outside. Here, it's a two-in-one. They have it inside here, inside the unit. This is a washer dryer. Immediately you can tell. You see two capacities, washer, dryer, yeah, and the dryer is always a smaller capacity because it has to dry the units. You need much more space when it turns around and dry it, right? So it can't be too compact. But for washing machine operations, you can have a bigger capacity. Why? Because washing machine, for the washer part, for it to be effective, it basically needs a contact. So the contact between clothes is sort of the one that way it washes, it rubs the clothes. So bigger capacity is fine for washing. These cabinets all are provided by the developer. So the ones that there's not provided is basically this washer dryer, this fridge. Hood and hob is also provided by the developer. Yeah. We have this. And this is basically leading out to the aircon latch. It's an aircon latch there. Yeah. Very nicely done. Look at the vibe. Aircon is provided by the developer. This is the living. By the way, this project got a classic score of 86%, if I'm not mistaken, 82 or 86, which is the highest for MahSing M series project, right? I mean, when it was announced last year, this was, I would say, early last year. And what is classic? Classic is basically a system or method to measure and evaluate the workmanship, yeah, of the entire development. This includes all the finishings essentially, but again, for the entire development. So if you have some small defects here and there, yeah, don't complain and say, you know, why is the classic, 86, but my unit is bad? Because they do it for the whole building, not just for units. As a matter of fact, for the unit itself, usually they just do a sample size. Opening up, yes, this looks towards north. Yeah, very nice. Immediately here landed. Got a lake there. This is not the Kepong Lake. Kepong Lake is to this direction here. Okay, inside here, and that is, I said, is the car park to the multi-story car park. If you are at night, if you are lucky at night, you can actually see Genting sitting in the sky somewhere up there. I'm not sure which direction. I think it's this direction here. Yeah, Genting. You can actually see Genting. So very, very nice. Along MR2, which is usually busy, but today is a weekend. That is another MahSing project, by the way. I forgot the name, but because of the high demand of this particular project, sold out before it was completed. Of course, they have launched another project just down here. I think that building here or that either one. And Nova, if I'm not mistaken. Two aircons here, the aircon compressor. This is likely for the living room and also for the master bedroom. While the one that you saw there, outside the kitchen, that should be for the small guest room. So they have a gate here, interestingly. Just okay to stand out. I don't think so you can put a chair or table. Okay, let's head back in. TV wall this year, and of course, all new developments, right? It's fiber ready. You get a wall point, so you can just plug in your router or modem once you subscribe to fiber internet. And of course, what better else choice to get than Time Home Fiber? Do subscribe to Time Home Fiber if you need fiber. Best, hands down, the best fiber provider in town. And I have a referral code. Do use my referral code below, referral link below. You get RM50 off your second month bill. And if you apply now, the current promotion is you get first month off. The promo package is 600 Mbps for 99 ringgit only for the first 6 months. Yeah, very good deal. Worth it. Anyway, continuing on, there's this space here. Very interesting space, if you ask me, because right behind this, right, is actually the bathroom. So they've not pushed it all the way in. They could push it all the way in. Instead, they leave a space here. And this space here, if you ask me, is a very good storage space or display cabinet. If you have anything to display, right, any awards, nice pictures, of your, I don't know, holidays or your kids' achievement, you can put it here. Yeah. And this is the shared bathroom. Very typical of MahSing. I recall it's very similar, the color scheme, compared to what I saw in my M Vertica unit. Sorrento, and this is also by Sorrento. Instant water heater. Very standard type of execution. And this is the guest room. So it's this part's also very standard, right? Where it's flush in, and because they're basically utilizing the depth of this walkway, they split it into half, so you can put your wardrobe on this side here. So when you enter, it's pretty much square, the available space. And of course, this room is actually quite sizable. You can actually put in a queen size bed, no issues. You can see more than enough, right? Especially this type of sliding one. You just save a lot of space, this type of sliding door. So there's a lot of space. Add in 2 feet, you can put in a queen size bed. Or if you want to push a king size bed, also possible. It's just another feet on that side. The double panel windows, which looks out into the airwell, internal airwell. So it's not too bright because we're quite low down on the 18th floor. Again, this is a 57-story building. So not even halfway there. And this is the master. Three window panels. And the bathroom. So this wall, again, you can push it further, but I think it's nice. I don't think so it's necessary to make it that long. Standing from this side here, it's more than enough, right? Your water closet's here, it doesn't hit the water closet when you open the door. And you have windows, translucent ones, which brings in light. Yeah. So the decision to make a space, outside there, outside behind this wall, to me, it's a right decision. Yeah, good design architecture. So yes, that's about it. If you're interested to rent this unit, do reach out to Chin Yang. He has a couple of years experience in the real estate industry, and he stays very close actually, less than 10 minutes away. Or again, if you want to buy other units, want to rent other units, or if you're an owner and you want to lease your unit, you need help, even to renovate the unit like this, right? Chin Yang is the person to go to. This is done by his team, yeah. So yes, his name and contact is in the description. Now that we have finished checking out the unit, let's head down and check out the facilities. Let's go. Stepping out of the lift, we are on the 8th floor. This is a little bit gloomy. Not the best when you step out. But what's behind these doors is the one that makes MahSing projects really impressive. Yeah. So I've visited a few MahSing projects, right? And I always feel that their execution of the facilities is one of the best, given the property price range. I would say mid-tier, 400, 500, 600-ish in general. Very, very well executed. They really pump in a lot of money and thought, into the facilities floor. And the facilities floor, they consolidate all only on the level 8. You don't have any sky facilities for most, at least those that I've seen. Management office, ladies gym. So I've seen this before at other projects. They have a gym specially for ladies. So it makes you very, very comfortable. If you don't want to mix with, others, fine. This is the gym for guys. So they actually split it. And the gym, they actually give you Techno Gym. So Techno Gym is very, very branded for use. For those of you who don't know, one machine like this costs anywhere between 30,000 to 50,000. The super good ones, it costs more than a Proton X70, 100,000. So that is how expensive Techno Gym is, and they are using Techno Gym. I'm always very impressed. And Techno Gym usually is only found in really high-end properties, properties in Mont Kiara, properties in KLCC area, Bangsa. You see Techno Gym. Very, very hard to get Techno Gym. For this price range, again, we're talking about 400 plus to 600,000 price range. So it's very, very generous of them to actually give Techno Gym. And not just for the gym, you will notice all around. Very, very impressive. Okay, kids. This is the kids' wading pool. You got a slide, simple slide, but it's just beside the main swimming pool, which I totally like and agree. So it's easy to monitor your kids. Toilet, changing room, ladies, and the male. You have sauna. You don't have lockers though, but you have a sauna, and this sauna is actually okay. Yeah? It's not a super small one. Okay, you toilet. Which way shall I walk? I think I'll go this side here. So this side here is the one that is facing the car park, multi-story car park building rather, for the Metropolitan Lake, and it's a big lake. Yeah. Okay, let's go closer to the other side. And besides this lake, right, in between here and the lake, you have Kiara Bay, which is really a very nice mixed commercial area, including village grocer. So you can literally walk. If you don't mind, you can actually walk, and there's a safe walkway at the side there. Yeah, it's not covered, but nevertheless you can walk. There's a separate lane also for bicycles, and yeah, it's just beside village grocer. Yeah, nice commercial area, very, very nice urban type of youthful, energetic mixed commercial. You also got Starbucks there and a few F&Bs. Car park, swimming pool. Sorry, what am I thinking about? This is Block B, so it's at opposite ends of each other. Block A, Block B, and in the center here, right, you got this very dense, very close to nature type of execution. They don't just give you a few plants, right? They really try to make it as dense and as close to nature as possible, sort of a nature in a building type of setup. Yeah. Again, this is not new. For those of you, okay, let me just touch a bit. You got all your normal stuff. You have a jacuzzi also. I think jacuzzi is somewhere there. I'm not going to go through there because you've got a lot to explore. You got some lounge chairs. This is where you take your shower before you dip in. Okay, and of course a few cabanas there. 1, 2, 3. You can see there. Yeah, if you want to read a book, you want to chill, you can do that. What was I saying? Okay, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, but yes, this is a nice mixed commercial area, Kiara Bay. Let me see if I can get better footage. And with the nice park there. Yeah. As you can see, this is a nice park. Really. Again, this is the biggest recreational park in KL. 200 plus acres. Yeah, and the commercial area. Reflexology path. And you have a yoga lawn, if I'm not mistaken. This is the yoga lawn. A lot of furniture, yeah, for you to chill. Outdoor exercise equipment. Let's walk this side here. So this is the bottom of Block B. Yeah. Reading room. Anyone inside? Can I? Oh yes, there's someone inside, but never mind. We just be as quiet as possible, so we don't want to disturb. Yeah. Very, very simple reading room. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna head out. Add some book, guys. Those of you who are here, right? Lobby for your management office or developer to add some books. Family room, which is, that's weird. Usually family room, right, would also have a small toilet attached. But this doesn't. So you've got toilets on this side also, underneath Block B. Playground. Yeah. Reasonably extensive. Yeah. Lagi. Yeah. Block B, lobby. This is supposed to be a, okay, I'll cover that later. Laundry, space for laundry. Not the easiest of business to kickstart. Yeah, and of course currently it's empty. Nothing yet. Here is a KTV room. So the KTV room, of course this is not the full KTV room. KTV room's inside here. Okay, wait, it's a bit dark. Let me see if I can find the switches. Oh no, it's the other side, sorry. Yes, huge. You can easily sit 20 packs here. And you got a big screen, you got a nice sound system. If they could throw in a few bin bags, that would be really awesome. Yeah, look at that. You have to book this in advance, of course. Think about the value for money, right? For a 400,000 property. Starting from 400, of course it goes up to, I think 600, 700. But for 400, you can really use such facilities. KTV room. Games room. I see a pool table. Oh, it looks like you need to book. Can you enter? Okay, you can enter. Yeah, very simple at a glance. You have a TV here. I'm not sure if you have a PS5, a pool table. And this is sort of a beer pong, but this is not beer. You call it big pong, okay? Where you're basically supposed to throw balls into the opponent's pail, yeah. And you have electronic dart. Nice. So it's electronic, you can set the mode, very advanced. Can I switch it on? Whew. Okay, let's turn it off. So we've got two of it, and what's behind this door? Looks nice. I don't know, hopefully they have a PS5, or not a PS5, right? There are actually a lot of cheap game consoles you can buy online, Lazada, Shopee. It's under 100 for sure, under 100. I'm not sure if you can get it for under 50, but those are old school game consoles, right? Taken, you know, Super Mario, Pac-Man. Ta-da! So this is basically, if you're familiar with this is actually for pickleball. So pickleball was never in their brochure when they started selling this project. This was before COVID actually, 2019 they started to sell this project. Pickleball wasn't a thing, but they have since evolved, you know. I like how they've actually changed, right? So this field, I'll say multi-purpose, they've actually changed it. Already they've adapted it to also suit pickleball. Yeah, not just futsal. You're supposed to be for futsal actually, and basketball. Yeah, this is a nice pickleball, futsal and basketball. Yeah. But just this is what I like about the facilities, right? Where they can adapt, change, be flexible, right? At the end of the day, we need to evolve, and you just want to, at the end of the day, you want to maximize all your facilities that you have. This is the multi-purpose hall. Also for your badminton, you got actually 3 courts, but currently they're actually using it for VP. Yeah, as you can see through. Oh yeah, so very nice. VP still in progress. Yeah, because still quite new, this development in general. VP, I think under a year, just sometime last year, I think sometime in Q2 if I'm not mistaken. So still very VP still pretty much in progress, although all of it is actually sold out. Yeah. Okay, I think let's not walk there. We'll walk here. So you can see how extensive, right, is the ID, you know, and the landscaping that is done. Very nice. I think it's always important to take note, right, that this only starts from 400,000 plus. Yeah. And this is the BBQ. Oh, look at that. Nice. Look how they split the gourmet kitchen. Halal and non-halal, right? With an island top here. Yeah. And you can actually, you know, these are hobs, electric hobs, which you can just power on. Yeah. I'm not sure if you have a BBQ. I don't see a pit, but I think there should be a BBQ pit. Yeah. Or is it somewhere else? I don't know. I would like to think it's here. But yeah. Nice, right? For super value for money. This is what I like about MahSing. They got a working template, and they always pretty much copy and paste, right? So much area within this facility floor to enjoy and chill. And this is one of the things about this type of condo, right? You really want to utilize. Oh no, BBQ pit is here. Okay, this is the BBQ pit area, not there. There is really purely cooking. Probably you can, of course, mix and match both. You can rent both, I guess. But yeah, you got a nice table that sits 8. This is for the non-halal. And beside, you actually have it for your halal. Yeah. It's covered. And there's lights. The power points at the side also. And again, you see this shape, this round shape. Actually, you notice, right? You see a few times throughout the development to represent the name of this project, Luna. Yeah. Anything else here? I'm afraid I'm missing some stuff. No, I don't think so. I don't think so you can put much stuff here. This is pretty much just the storerooms. This is essentially the multi-purpose hall. Urban farming. Any notable plants? Okay, I'm not good at this, so yeah, I'm not going to do. Oh, pandan. Okay, this is pandan. That I'm sure. Yeah. So yes, if you're interested to get a property here, do reach out to Chin Yang. He's the go-to person. He lives nearby and he has decent experience, yeah, in this real estate industry. The unit that I showed is for rent, but if you want to buy, sell, or you want to lease out your unit, you want to sell your unit, do reach out to Chin Yang. What do I think about this property? Again, MahSing, you really can't go wrong. Very, very safe bet, in my personal opinion. Demand will be there. They're good at execution. I've done a few other properties for this area here, Kepong, similar price range. You can check out my videos. If you ask me to rate, this will certainly be better than those other properties. Yeah, that's on the opposite side of the lake. So yes, that sums up the review of this property. Feel free to smash the like button, share the video with your friends or families, anybody you think will be interested. And of course, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Help to support my channel. I really appreciate it. And if you want to get time fiber internet, best internet in town, use the referral link below. You have to get additional RM50 rebate off your second bill. That's all. Thank you, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.